Welcome to this lesson on energy pyramids. Energy pyramids are fundamental concepts in ecology that help us understand how energy flows through ecosystems. In this video, we'll explore what energy pyramids are, how energy transfers between different levels of an ecosystem, and why only 10% of energy moves from one level to the next. Understanding energy pyramids will help you grasp why ecosystems are structured the way they are, and why some organisms are more abundant than others. An energy pyramid is a graphical representation that shows the flow of energy through different trophic levels in an ecosystem. Trophic levels are simply the different feeding positions in a food chain, like producers, consumers, and predators. The pyramid shape helps us visualize how energy decreases as we move from the bottom to the top of the food chain. The wider base represents the most energy, while the narrow top represents the least energy available. Every ecosystem has four main trophic levels. At the base, we have producers like plants and algae that make their own food through photosynthesis. Above them are primary consumers, which are herbivores that eat plants. Next comes secondary consumers, which are carnivores that eat herbivores. At the top are tertiary consumers, which are top predators that eat other carnivores. Each level gets its energy by consuming organisms from the level below it. The 10% rule is a key principle in ecology. It states that only 10% of energy is passed from one trophic level to the next. This means when a herbivore eats a plant, it only gains 10% of the energy that was stored in that plant. The remaining 90% of energy is lost. Similarly, when a carnivore eats a herbivore, it only receives 10% of the energy the herbivore had. This pattern continues at every level of the food chain. Let's look at a concrete example of energy flow. Imagine producers start with 10,000 units of energy. When primary consumers eat these producers, they only receive 1,000 units of energy, which is 10%. Secondary consumers that eat the primary consumers get just 100 units of energy. Finally, tertiary consumers at the top receive only 10 units of energy. This dramatic decrease in available energy explains the pyramid shape. You might wonder where the 90% of lost energy goes. Energy is lost in three main ways. First, organisms lose energy as heat during metabolic processes like respiration and maintaining body temperature. Second, energy is used for movement and daily activities like hunting, escaping predators, and reproducing. Third, not all parts of food can be digested, so energy is lost in undigested material and waste products. These losses happen at every trophic level. The 10% rule has important implications for ecosystems. First, it limits the number of trophic levels that can exist in an ecosystem. Most ecosystems have only 4 or 5 levels because there simply isn't enough energy to support more. Second, it explains why top predators like eagles and tigers are rare compared to herbivores. Third, it shows why producers are always the most abundant organisms in any ecosystem. They form the essential energy foundation that supports all other life. To summarize, energy pyramids demonstrate that only 10% of energy transfers between trophic levels. This fundamental rule shapes ecosystem structure and biodiversity. It determines how many organisms can exist at each level, why food chains are limited in length, and why we see specific patterns in nature. Understanding energy flow helps us appreciate the delicate balance in ecosystems and why conserving producers and lower trophic levels is crucial for maintaining healthy ecosystems. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.